What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. If you haven't checked it out already, just making bad life choices, going over to scoresandodds.com where you got picks from me, Meansy, Dino, all the greats. Plus, you get access to this nice little prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what we project for each individual prop, plus where the best odds are at. And lastly, you get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is Grant's Action Lounge? Well, it's where I'm throwing in all my picks each and every day so you can get in before the lines end up moving. So go get signed up. Just go to scoresandodds.com/Discord and get on in there. Boom, throwing it in the chat there. Yeah, got a nice little day of baseball. Football props are finally out, so we'll get to football at the end of the show. We're gonna start out with some strikeout props. First off, we got Alek Manoah under 6.5 strikeouts. It's going up against Pittsburgh, which is a high strikeout lineup. That I don't think anyone can deny that. But the main thing is Manoah not great going up against lefties. As you can see, big strike or fastball, slider, changeup guy. That throws in a sinker there too. But his sliders is outpicked, so does not strike out lefties at nearly the same clip as righties, 18.6% compared to 28.7%. Lefties all up and down this lineup. Cruz, who does strike out a decent amount. Reynolds, Gamble, Sawinski, Mitchell, Heinerman, all of them lefties. Going to face 6 to 8 lefties in this spot here. No, it does not strike out lefties a lot. 6.5 is a big number there. I know that heavy juice is on the under, -140. I don't care. I'm taking it. Next up, Dean Kramer, over 4.5 strikeouts. I got it +118 over at Superbook. Wanted more money on it. Got more money at +105 over at DraftKings. I'd bet it all the way up to +100. Dean Kramer, drastically outplaying his underlying numbers this year. Not a huge strikeout guy, but big thing is reverse splits when it comes to strikeouts. 22.1% going up against lefties, 15.7% versus righties. Oakland going to platoon out a lot of bats. We see Kemp in there. Brown will like be in there. Metcham will be in there. Thomas, Stevenson. The righties that are going to be in there, Garcia and Langeliers. Both these guys, massive strikeout bats going up against right-handed pitching. Both these guys just trying to get some play. Oakland is trying to develop these guys. I think Langeliers came over in the Olsen trade. Garcia is a solid prospect, but both these guys strike out a ton going up against righties. So this is a perfect strikeout matchup. 4.5 is far too low for me. Getting plus odds, just hammering them. Luis Castillo, -128 under 5.5 strikeouts over at FanDuel. Castillo sitting at -150, -160 at pretty much every other spot. Cleveland is one of the lowest strikeout rate teams in the league, especially the top of the lineup there. We see Kwan sitting at 8.2%, Rosario sitting at 16.3%, J-Ram 9.9, Naylor 11.4. Yes, the bottom of the lineup does have some strikeouts, but overall this is a very low strikeout lineup. Castillo is a good pitcher. I know that, but he's not a huge strikeout pitcher. Relies heavily on ground balls, but Cleveland is just not a high strikeout lineup. So I know -128 is decent juice, but it's not nearly what it is over at other websites. -150, -158, -160. I can't remember what it is, but we'll go ahead and look that up right now on this nice little prop shopping tool. Yeah, -128 on FanDuel, -158 on Caesars, -150 at DraftKings, -165 over at MGM, -150. FanDuel does not fit in there, and all my projections have him hitting this at close to a 65% clip. So offering big positive EV. Charlie Morton over 5.5 or over 6.5 strikeouts, -155 over at Caesar. Again, paying a lot of juice, but I see a lot of value in this going up against Miami. Morton is a massive strikeout guy, sitting close to 30% on the season. Miami's not a good lineup. They're just bad. Large amounts of strikeouts, 22.3% in the projected lineup going up against righties. Don't have a ton of lefties, likely sticking 3 in there. Wendell's the only one that really strikes out at a low clip. So this is going to be a spot where Morton should end up with 7, 8, 9 strikeouts here. Going to be the chalk over in DFS. I really like this bet here at under 6.5 or over 6.5. Sonny Gray over 4.5 strikeouts. Gray has come down to earth a little bit this season, not striking out nearly the same clip. Chicago's been terrible this season. They've been downright awful. Yes, They're not a huge strikeout lineup. The projected lineup is not a huge strikeout lineup, but they don't walk much outside of Grandal and Abreu. Everyone's a low walk hitter. Gray, solid overall strikeout rate pitcher, around 25% on the season. 4.5 is not a very big number, but considering he should be efficient with their inability to work the count, 4.5 getting plus odds is big. Adrian Sampson, over 2.5 strikeouts. Sampson is not a very good pitcher, but this line is so low, I just don't even really care. Going up against St. Louis, it is a tough matchup. Sampson likely going to be limited to around 80, 85 pitches in this spot here. Let's see what the bat has been projected for. Derek Carter's the bat, if you haven't checked it out yet. It's good. It's really good. Probably the best projection system out there. Go check it out. Yeah, Sampson projected for 90 pitches. Yes, I know he's going up against a very tough lineup there, but when you're getting a guy who strikes out righties at a decent clip, 22.6%, lefties not a ton, but likely have Goldschmidt, Arenado, O'Neill, Pujols, Molina all in there, and you'll have the over on a very, very tiny strikeout number of 2.5, minus 121 juice over at Caesars. Just hammer it. Zach Davies, over 3.5 strikeouts, is probably my least favorite pitcher prop on the day that I actually bet, but still offers a decent amount of positive EV going up against Milwaukee. Davies is not a big strikeout pitcher, but this number is just too low. Should be fairly efficient in the spot. 22% strikeout rate going up against righties. He'll have Renfroe in there. He'll have Adames in there. He'll have Taylor in there. And then likely having Mitchell at the bottom of the lineup. Decent strikeout numbers for Milwaukee going up against righties. 23.4% K rate in the projected lineup versus right-handed pitching. Davies offers some solid overall value in this spot at just 3.5 strikeouts over at Superbook, minus 102. The next closest prop is, let me see, minus 105 over at MGM. I wouldn't take it at any of these other sites, but Superbook and MGM, both solid odds. Moving on to some home run bets. Eugenio Suarez, plus 440 over at Barstool. Suarez got some pop. I think he still leads the league in home runs since like 2019, strangely enough. It's a weird step. I did have a 46 home run year, and he's been decent every year since. Suarez going up against Plesac. Plesac, not as many fly balls going up against righties, but Eugenio Suarez, 45.8% fly ball rate going up against right-handed pitching. Decent hard contact numbers, but Plesac, big hard contact numbers, 39.4% going up against righties. I definitely prefer lefties against him. If you want to go with Winker, I thought about hitting it, but I just like the odds on Suarez way more. Juan Soto, plus 600. Just always bet him at plus 600. Doesn't really matter the matchup. Dustin May has been very, very good this season. Not a huge sample size, not even a huge sample size going back to the beginning of last season, but the hard contact number has been there going up against lefties. Massive, massive K rate going up against lefties, 44.4%, but don't really care considering Soto is a 12.1% K rate guy going up against right-handed pitching. Guy has a great eye, one of the best hitters in the league. Big hard contact numbers, just needs to put one up in the air. Around a 30 home run a year guy, hit 29 last year, currently sitting at 24 this season. But yeah, plus 600 is just a huge, huge number. Nick Gordon to hit a home run plus 500. This is probably my least favorite of the ones I bet, but still offering some decent value. Nick Gordon has not hit a ton of home runs, but the hard contact numbers are absolutely there. 49.3% actually leads the team versus right-handed pitching. Going up against Martin. Martin is not good. Martin's a rookie. He showed some great promise in the minors this season, sitting around a 30% K rate. Solid overall pitching numbers in the minors, but has not put it together so far in the majors. Martin gives up a lot of hard contact, a lot of fly balls to lefties. It's a perfect spot for Gordon, and you're getting huge odds at plus 500. Last up, Max Muncy, plus 390 over at FanDuel to hit a home run. Gets a decent matchup going up against Darvish. Darvish is a good pitcher, but struggles a bit with hard contact fly balls going up against lefties. 35% fly or hard contact. 40% fly balls. Muncy getting some solid odds. Massive fly ball hitter, 46.7%. 43.4% hard contact. I'm liking these odds. Got some football bets. So the main thing here is Bills, minus 135. Not that I love the Bills in this spot. I think the odds are about where they should be. but they are currently running a promo where if the team gets up by a touchdown, then you win. That's it. So you can bet the Rams, you can bet the Bills. I don't really care which. I have a slight lean towards the Bills. Threw 500 on it because that's the max they will allow me to get on it. Kind of regretting taking the Bills. I actually kind of wish I would have taken the Rams because getting that plus money, I forget that they pay out just no matter what. Either side, you have a buddy, go and both bet the maximum amount. One person on each side. Hope that one team gets up to a touchdown lead and the other team wins. That's it. It's pretty much free money. It's one of the best promos out there right now. It's fantastic. Prop that I just like, Dawson Knox under 38.5 receiving yards. Dawson Knox, numbers just too high. Pinnacle has it at minus 160, I believe. People just hammering the under. Looking at last year, 9 out of the 15 games he played, he hit the under. While his average yards per game is probably slightly higher than that, the median yards per game is not that high. So 15 games at close to 600. Yeah, his average yards per game last year were sitting right at 38.5. So, while that's his average, he does have a 100-yard game in there. He does have an 80-yard game in there. The median amount is well below that. Dawson Knox, while he is a possibility for a touchdown at any given time, going up against a tough Rams defense, yes, the fact that Jalen Ramsey may be shadowing Diggs is definitely an increase to Dawson Knox slightly. Those numbers just too high. You can get it minus 115 over at MGM. MGM wouldn't let me get a single dollar down on it. Well, they'd let me get a few dollars down on it, so much so that it wasn't even worth it. But yeah, solid number. That's it, guys. That's the show. Good luck on your bets tonight. We're getting into football season next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're out of here. See you, kids.